The pinnacle of PlayStation is here.
She's turned her audience into a vector army. Every handshake, every breath is a threat.
So tonight, it's not just a change of leadership. It's the final seal to unlock the mystery of...
With the PSVR2 proving the flat screen is...
our misery.
Be ready, she's lethal, and she knows it.
But to kick off Dealmania, ending March 11th, for the first time ever, we have the highly anticipated and photorealistic paranoia-inducing pools. And it's currently 25% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 30% off total. Already, over 2,100 people have rated it 4.28 out of 5 stars, with 81% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 10% did give this 1 star. Which I can honestly understand that this wouldn't be for everyone, because this really has only a few things to solve here, unlike a traditional video game. Sometimes this game can challenge your navigation skills, but mostly you're just there. Literally, the PlayStation Store description goes on to say that, unlike other games, there are no monsters chasing you or jumping suddenly towards you. However, pools can feel oppressive as it plays on your fears of getting lost in these liminal spaces. This is often described as a backrooms experience, as there's no typical story, no characters to meet, and you won't find any notes in-game. As you explore and advance further, you start to notice that the game's world changes around you, with each chapter offering something unique. Speaking of which, Pools is a single-player hybrid game that is playable in both flat or VR, and it simply has 6 different chapters to explore, each taking 10 to 30 minutes to play through. This is a walking simulator at heart, but does have a platinum trophy for you hunters out there. That said, the consistent negative thing I'm seeing online is that the game has been known to have some frame rate issues, but I can't speak to this from personal experience yet. I'm not even sure if the PS5 Pro enhances this game or not. But if you're still unsure whether or not this walking sim is for you, I do highly recommend you check out the free Pools VR demo on the PlayStation Store right now. Just be sure that it's not the flat version, you want the Pools VR demo specifically. Windlands 2 is a first-person grappling hook exploration game, and it's currently 70% off right now. Over 120 people have rated it 4.48 out of 5 stars, with 87% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And if you're like me and played Windlands when the PSVR 1 launched years ago, then you might remember how incredibly advanced and complex the controls were with those Move controllers. So I'm really excited to see how easy this will be now to pick up and play with the PSVR 2 tech. Now you can return to the Windlands alone or with up to 3 other friends and 4-player co-op. Awesome. Armed with grappling hooks and a bow, soar through the ruins of a fallen world with this co-op campaign that can take up to 3 to 6 hours to complete. And I've already grabbed this on a previous sale, and I'm looking forward to game sharing this one with the wife. Experience the exclusive extras for this extraordinary sci-fi horror in Alien Rogue Incursion Deluxe Edition, and it's 75% off. Almost 2,700 people have rated it 4.49 out of 5 stars, with 88% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And with this Deluxe Edition, you are getting the base game, of course, along with the blue camo weapon skin, the blue camo armor skin, and the digital in-game art book. The fact that it says in-game art book, I am super curious as to whether this is following Metro Awakening's art book, because that one was displayed fully in VR where you walk around a virtual museum. In this game, you are an ex-marine named Zula Hendricks that is sent on a dangerous mission to investigate an SOS from the planet of Purdon, home to a long-defunct mining colony. With her ever-present synth companion Davis-01 for guidance, Zula must infiltrate the infested Gemini Exoplanet Solutions research facility and survive the threat of the most cunning xenomorphs ever encountered using stealth and serious firepower at her disposal. And you'll need all that confidence against these xenomorphs who behave just like their cinematic counterparts, actively hunting you throughout locations, crawling through ducts and tunnels, and jumping on and climbing objects within the world. And what's really cool is that I was able to grab the base game the last time it was on sale, and I'm gonna test this out with the bHaptics TacSuit Pro Audio-to-Haptics feature to see if I can feel the atmosphere absorb into my torso. So be sure to sub up if you want to see my first impressions with that. Over 3,400 people have rated it 4.53 out of 5 stars. Arizona Sunshine 2 Deluxe Edition, the next-gen sequel to the fan-favorite VR Apocalypse, is currently 60% off right now. Over 3,400 people have rated it 4.53 out of 5 stars, with 89% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. And with this Deluxe Edition, you do get the exclusive Undead Buddy skin as you're seeing here, as well as the exclusive Freddy Flesh Hand skin, and the exclusive Doggy Weapon Charm, which I don't think it does anything in the game, it could just be this decorative thing, but... And now I'm totally interested in getting doing this simply because both Arizona Sunshine games on the PSVR2 are now natively compatible with the mind-blowing bHaptics tack suit and tack sleeves. And now, after a month of solid use, I can totally recommend getting this incredible tech because you'll now actually feel the impact of an axe chopping a zombie with those tack sleeves while being alerted by feeling your back being clawed from behind. As you react, you'll literally feel your shotgun being unsheathed from your shoulder to the powerful reverberation of the recoil through both arms and having your body feel the jolt at the same time. This is some seriously epic shit. In a post-apocalyptic world where every bullet counts, experience the thrill of realistic combat as you wield all new and fan-favorite weapons. And what's really kick-ass, man, that I've been waiting to play this game, you can enjoy the full campaign in 2-player co-op mode. As well, you can join up to 3 other players in 4-player co-op Horde mode, and they've already released an abundance of maps for the actual Horde mode, so very cool, man. They put a lot of love and attention to this game and then included all this extra DLC. And what's better than braving the end of the world than surviving it with your new best friend, Buddy? Not only is Buddy your 4-legged companion through thick and thin, he's also the goodest boy and will help take down those pesky Freds for you. And they really put a spotlight on this dog, man. There's even extra skins like an undead doggy and, you know, another breed of dog, the corgi, all together, which is really weird but looks really cool. Everyone in the past that's commented on this game whenever it's gone on sale has only said great things about this game, seriously. And again, if you have a friend to play with or friends to play with, only better from what I'm hearing. But if you've never played the original, Arizona Sunshine Remake is currently 60% off as well. But if you already own the game from the PSVR 1 days, do be sure to pay the upgrade fee instead, as it is a bit cheaper there. Almost 6,400 people have rated this since the PSVR 1 days, 4.12 out of 5 stars, with 79% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 10% did give this 1 star. And I have to reiterate that both Arizona Sunshines have recently been upgraded to include native compatibility for the bHaptics tack suit and tack sleeves, fully immersing you like never before. What I didn't realize is that this remake actually offers all of the DLC from the first game. Very cool, man. Being honest, I don't think I played any of the DLC. I just played the original campaign all the way through with my friend and I was kind of done with it after that. So, and of course they've kept that intact. You can play the original campaign in co-op mode on Arizona Sunshine Remake, as well as the 4-player Horde mode, and I do believe that was already available on the PSVR 1, so nothing different there from what I remember. Don your gas mask, wield handmade weapons, and venture into the depths of this apocalyptic nightmare in Metro Awakening. And it's currently 50% off right now. Over 3,000 people have rated it 4.41 out of 5 stars, with 85% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. And what's really cool is that this is one of the most recent games to get the next-gen native compatibility for the bHaptics Tack Suit Pro and Tack Sleeves. This incredible piece of tech allows you to feel the sensation of holstering on your hips, to having your arms and torso soaking in the recoil of each blast, while also feeling the direction of your enemy's attacks along your body. This level of haptic immersion is insanely awesome. In the year 2028, the survivors of nuclear war cling to the existence in the buried subways of the Moscow Metro, which has become civilization's last refuge and tomb, where spirits haunt the living in this man-made purgatory. You are a doctor searching for your wife as you brave the crippling radiation, darkness, and deadly threats of the Metro, desperately trying to find the medication she needs. As your courage and sanity are pushed to the limit, you must learn to walk the line between life and death, the spiritual and the material world, and awaken the being you must become. Now, if you want both Metro Awakening and Arizona Sunshine 2, the standard edition, you can get them bundled together at 45% off. And this bundle's rating is reflecting Metro Awakening score only. It's not incorporating Arizona Sunshine 2. And just to reiterate again, both Arizona Sunshine 2 and Metro Awakening are now natively compatible for the bHaptics Tack Suit and Tack Sleeves. Hotel Infinity is a room-scale first experience where you'll walk around the winding halls and grand ballroom of a mysterious hotel, and it's currently 20% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 30% off total. Only 34 people have rated this so far, 4.44 out of 5 stars, with 91% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. Explore these vast areas by physically walking around your play area, using a seamless blend of portals, lifts, and possibly winding hallways and other architectural deceptions. The hallways aren't the only impossible feature of Hotel Infinity, as some of the hotel secrets are buried deeper than physics would normally allow by encouraging the player to explore their space in room scale mode. Every corridor leads somewhere you've never been, and no room is ever quite the same. Don't worry, there are alternative locomotion controls for those that aren't able to play in room scale VR. And the general consensus online is that if you enjoy the environmental puzzle games, then you're absolutely going to fall in love with this game.
I was raised in this city's shadow, free to take whatever I need to survive.
The legendary franchise returns with an exclusive adventure tailored for VR in Thief VR Legacy of Shadow, and it's currently 34% off. 280 people have rated it 4.36 out of 5 stars, with 84% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. The story follows a new protagonist, Magpie, who is guided by the spirit of the original series, Garrett. And what's really cool is that the core gameplay still focuses on remaining unseen, utilizing darkness, hiding, and incapacitating guards. It also offers detailed multipath sandbox levels, encouraging exploration of rooftops and sewers as you navigate a dark, steampunk world using realistic tactile interactions such as climbing, lockpicking, pickpocketing, and archery. Just be sure to keep quiet, as the guards can actually detect your voice from the microphone, or better yet, blow into the microphone to extinguish some candles to get the upper hand. Very cool. That said, I've heard this game had some major bugs during launch, but have apparently been significantly improved since. Anyone out there, if you've owned this since launch, please pipe in and let us know if this game is good to go and if we should grab this at that sale price. That would be great. Of Lies and Rain is a dark, mysterious, story-driven first-person shooter that can take roughly 8 to 12 hours to complete, and it's currently 20% off. Almost 600 people have rated it 4.45 out of 5 stars, with 86% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. From what I'm reading, the story kinda reminds me of The Terminator or The Matrix, where 20 years from now, AI has taken over the world, forcing humanity to dwell within the earth while the machines rule the surface. Blending exploration with combat, you must fight off these machines to survive this bleak future, solve physics-based puzzles, and navigate between the real world and their digital data worlds as you try to uncover the truth behind the world's destruction and those responsible for humanity's downfall. Now, if you're still unsure whether or not the game is actually for you, you can actually go to the PlayStation Store, look up the game, go to the right there with 3 dots, go in there, you can see the demo, download it, install it, and then check it out. Step into a time machine and travel back to 1993 for an all-new immersive experience oozing with retro-fueled gaming nostalgia in Arcade Paradise VR, and it's 65% off. Over 640 people have rated it 3.91 out of 5 stars, with 71% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 15% did give this 1 star. In this game, you play as Ashley, who's a rebel teenager going against her father's wishes to continue the family business. Get hands-on managing the fully gamified day-to-day tasks, from manually picking up gum, doing the laundry, to throwing out the trash in a basketball-style minigame. That's cool, if the physics are there. Then take your hard-earned money from completing these tasks to unlock your real objective, buying more arcade units. And yes, the whole premise right away instantly grabs me. It does claim to feature 12 fully realized VR cabinets alongside 27 traditionally controlled games from the original release. Yeah, apparently there's 39 cabinets you can purchase in-game. And what's uniquely cool is that it says each cabinet features its own gameplay, stories, missions, and high scores to set with competition online leaderboards. From full RPG campaigns, beat-em-ups, and physical sports games, all inspired by 3 decades of gaming. The game has been on sale a few times now, and one of our community members, Bob, has been kind enough to share his experience in detail for someone who owns both versions of the game. And he says that you cannot use your save file from the flat screen version of Arcade Paradise and carry it over to the VR version. So gotta hammer that in, guys. These are 2 separate games that do not use the same save file. So thanks, Bob, for the heads up on that. I really appreciate it. I much appreciate Mystery D piping in and letting us know that Arcade Paradise VR still has many bugs, and that they just completed the game with many issues still persisting, such as daily tasks that can't be completed being the worst offender. And thanks, Tom, for letting us know you enjoy getting the platinum and that you don't have to do the chores to earn money, as you can't fail. Just complete cabinet challenges, as it pays off better in the long run. Awesome. Featuring authentic, immersive controls that recreate the feeling of driving a real digger, Dig VR is a light simulation game with a casual arcade twist, and it's currently 65% off right now. Over 100 people have rated it 4.47 out of 5 stars, with 87% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. Dig VR captures the sheer joy, adrenaline, and frustrations of life on a digger in an exciting experience for novice and pros. Grow your business in the charming town of Diglington, a place where everything can be fixed by the power of a digger. Take on a variety of jobs for the town's residents, from traditional construction jobs to more obscure requests. Accompanying you is a Dig FM, a dedicated radio station with a wide selection of music to brighten any day. Progress from micro-sized to colossal diggers with a diverse set of attachments to overcome any challenge. Dig in style by unlocking over 70 customization options to suit your aesthetic. Get hands-on with the fast-paced minigames or unwind in the sandbox mode. Then, discover a trove of lost treasure in a standalone mode where new items are added regularly. And so far, everyone everywhere is saying that this game is actually quite awesome. I have no idea personally, I've never played this before. Anyone in the comments section, if you own this, played it, loved it, or hate it, please let us know whether we should grab this at that sale price.
Gather yourself, Ren. Your greatest foe lies just beyond.
After a few big patches since launch and the latest massive update from Skydance, BEHEMOTH is currently 50% off. Over 1,900 people have rated it 4.56 out of 5 stars, with 89% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. Awesome. And the game continues to get better with 2 new modes, starting with the Arena. Test your hand-to-hand combat against waves of enemies, battling day and night across 3 maps. Along the way, you'll collect coins from your fallen foes and trade them for more powerful new golden weapons. With a total of 15 in all, each have unique powers for players to discover and master. But just be careful, because weapons have a habit of breaking at the worst moments in the arena. And with randomized maps and encounters, no 2 arena mode runs will ever be the same. And the second mode is the Behemoth Trials, enabling players to take on any behemoth at any time, or even a series of behemoths if you're feeling lucky. And once you conquer the arena all the way through, you'll unlock Endless Mode, which is the true test of a warrior's strength. The Rites of Wrath update for Skydance's Behemoth is truly the direct result of player feedback and a great reason to revisit the Forsaken Lands if you've already finished the campaign. And if you haven't, there's no better time to pick up Skydance's Behemoth at 50% off. And the original game that put Skydance on the virtual reality map. This is The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, and it's currently 50% off. Over 3,600 people have rated it 4.51 out of 5 stars, with 87% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. However, they are also offering the Tourist Edition on sale at 50% off as well, and this includes a bunch of other things such as the Sheriff, the Judge, and the National Guard knife weapon recipes that are exclusive to the Tourist Edition, as well as some voodoo dolls, which I believe they're just decorations, as I've never used them in the game before. Aside from the immediate difference of that 4K HDR OLED display making everything look stunning, I was really impressed with the tracking, and now being able to accurately use that bow and arrow was so rewarding and satisfying. It really made me play the game with that stealth aspect, which I didn't last time. Now, the Tourist Edition part of the game allows you to continue the campaign story after you've completed it, with the Aftershocks update simply giving you more to do, along with the Meat Grinder update that has you face relentless waves of walkers in the Trial, which is a special mode that allows all the weapons to be unlockable. There's stamina and health boosts, and an arena-style combat survival. And for those of you that have never played this before, you do not need to be a fan of the Walking Dead series, zombies, or even horror games in general. This is an excellent game that demonstrates the awesomeness of VR, having you scavenge resources and food for survival, and using those scraps to craft weapons and food at your trailer. Literally, the game still holds up today, especially on the PSVR2 at that sale price. That said, if you've played it before, I don't think you need to play it again, as I did remember everything, but was just really happy overall seeing the differences with the new PSVR2 tech. And Skydance continues to deliver by listening to the players' feedback, reducing the permanent price of Chapter 2 to reflect that of DLC content, which totally is appropriate here. And now it's currently 50% off. Almost 2,300 people have rated it 4.42 out of 5 stars, with 86% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. With this Payback Edition, you are getting some extras such as the Blessing and Fat Tuesday weapon recipes to let you know what to collect in-game so you can craft those unique weapons. As well, it includes the Demon Storage Shelf and some collectible postcards. And of course, after much anticipation and excitement, I was more than happy to get my hands on this after it launched, and I have to report, I was actually really let down. The game is more of the same, which is awesome, don't get me wrong, but because I platinumed the first game, replayed it again on the PSVR2, Chapter 2 really felt just like DLC for the main game. Seriously, after so much polish from the first game, I was totally disappointed by seeing so many issues throughout Chapter 2. Not game breaking, thankfully, but immersion breaking for sure. But for those of you that have never experienced The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 1 and 2, you can now get both bundled together at 50% off. And with this bundle, you are getting the Tourist Edition and the Payback Edition with all the goodies listed right here. And yet another must-have that took me completely by surprise. I highly recommend you get Propagation Paradise Hotel at 75% off. Over 1,400 people have rated it 4.66 out of 5 stars, with 93% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. And from personal experience, I did just play the game and I played it all the way through. It took me about 3 or 4 hours to get through the whole thing, but every minute was so much fun. The entire atmosphere, the sound, the graphics, I was actually blown away as to how amazing this looked. That's awesome. Oh, wow. So bizarre. Oh, hey, oh, watch where you're pointing that shit. So use that grip button. Oh, that looks amazing. Oh, look at down the barrel. This really did feel like a next-gen game on the PSVR2. The only negative about this, and it's not spoiling anything, is that the game actually felt too short. Again, only a handful of hours to get through the whole game, but nothing felt repetitive. Nothing felt like I was drudging through, a challenge that didn't need to be there. Essentially, the story is you are trapped inside the Paradise Hotel where a strange illness has turned people into savage creatures. You play as Emily Diaz, and you're desperate to find your sister as you explore dark surroundings, gather resources, and survive terrifying encounters. And yes, I can say, from experience, there are a few moments in there I did not expect to get jump scared, so it was very cool.
Stauf knows too much, but how?
Experience one of the best murder mystery video games ever created in The 7th Guest VR, and it's 67% off. Over 1,000 people have rated it 4.66 out of 5 stars, with 93% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. The classic game that chilled you to the bone in the 90s has been brought back with cutting-edge VR technology that delivers an atmospheric story like no other. As you explore the eerie mansion, the puzzles become increasingly challenging. Unlock new rooms and uncover hidden secrets, all while trying to keep your wits about you against the eerie horrors. The 7th Guest VR is the ultimate adventure for fans of mystery puzzle games and those seeking a new and terrifying VR experience. I never played the game back in the 90s on the PC CD-ROM, but I am excited to let you know, if you're into the environmental puzzle-based games where you're just thrown into the game and have to figure things out, then you will absolutely love this game. And unlike so many puzzle games I played before, this immediately felt completely unique and stumped me pretty hard right from the get-go, but not too challenging to keep me away. The theme, the music, sound effects, character development, and acting are superbly done here. The only negative that I've experienced and stands out to me is that there is no option to decouple your head from your body, which means your head turns your body, and that isn't ideal for room scale VR. But don't get me wrong, this isn't game breaking at all for a game like this. I love how I'm thrown into this beautiful mansion with nothing but a lantern, and what's really cool is that when you use that lantern to illuminate an area, it actually shows you what that spot looks like in the past when those guests were actually there. So cool to see that everywhere, seriously. Again, even though I've only put in a couple of hours into this so far, the very first room with the very first puzzle was just awesome. Don't worry though, you can refer to your map for help, and you can also choose to get a hint as to how to solve the puzzle if it gets too frustrating. Thankfully, it doesn't happen automatically, as I do hate puzzle spoilers, and you do have the option to access that in your menu. So far, so great. With 3 new levels added to one of my favorite games of all time. Stilt is the closest thing to Super Mario 64 in VR, and it's currently 50% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 55% off total. Almost 440 people have rated it 4.49 out of 5 stars, with 89% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And me giving this 5 out of 5 hands down, because this game is a masterpiece. The 4K HDR OLED display absolutely makes this game look beautiful. On top of that, you've got a native 120 frames per second, which makes this game feel absolutely real when you're inside. There's no jitter, no stutter whatsoever. This is the first true Super Mario Bros. In VR. Unlike an Astrobot, a Ven VR, or a Max Mustard, you are actually the player in the game at full life size, and that changes the formula completely. You know, seeing a little floating dude in front of you as you're controlling him has always been fun for me, don't get me wrong. I've always enjoyed that, but you being that dude in game, having to bounce around on these skinny platforms and using these stilts, unlike hitting a button where you're just pressing that and you jump, or you press and hold and it jumps longer. The amount of precision, the amount of control you have with them. And I highly recommend when you get this game, don't start off bouncing around like this, just lift your arms up. There are no legs to your avatar, so when you do this, all of a sudden your body's on the ground, and then you just push yourself off like this and practice doing that. Even the littlest flicks from the ground, you'll just get the smallest amount of jumps. The absolute precision you get from these controls are masterful. Honestly, I never thought just moving around at all times in a game was total fun, like jumping on a trampoline. Look at the incredible control, just the lightest little flick. See? Stick my stilt out and hold like this. And again, you don't have to jump from spot to spot because of the gorilla tag. Look, you just literally do this. So much easier, man. The controls are phenomenal. Such an awesome game. Now that said, I do have to get over... Oh, see that? Awesome. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. And that said, when you go to jump really high and a wall is in front of you, do be sure when you flick those wrists, turn them sideways like this. The reason is because if your stilts are facing forward, you're just going to push off the wall. And that's a good thing, because you're going to have to do wall jumps like classic Mario style, off a wall and off a wall again. Oh, Mario wall jump! Oh my goodness. Oh, that is messed up. Ah. It's been so long since I've experienced the game with that classic Nintendo feel, but do it absolutely beautifully, perfectly actually, and then reinvent the wheel with the new control scheme. I don't even know, like, it's okay to the right. Oh man. And I keep comparing this to Mario 64. This game does have 20 levels to explore. And just like classic Mario style, each world has a whole plethora of stamps filled throughout the entire level. You're encouraged to collect them because the more stamps you collect, the more that you can actually one-up and then keep coming back into that world and continue. And each world has stars like in Mario, but they're called gifts. So same idea, you collect these gifts in each world, that way you can open up another section of the overworld, which is the island, and it contains another section of worlds to play in. And that overworld is just like the Mario Castle with the paintings, but instead of paintings, these are mailboxes that are just sitting around that island that you go to. And those levels do have these little hidden caves. If you think about pipes in Mario, where you go into a specific pipe and then you've got this little underworld area to discover, there are those caves in this game where you have these challenges and a gift locked into there. And when I compare this to the original Super Mario Brothers, the challenges, I've never experienced anything like this in VR. Honestly, guys, the creativity, the level design, the music, the controls, the sense controllers, the headset haptics, beautiful. Everything is completely polished. Even at the end of each world, just like classic Mario World 1-1. Unlike hitting a pole at the end of each stage in Mario Brothers, where you run, jump, try to get to the highest point, and then you drop on that flag. And this one, you're seeing a bunch of balloons lined up to a top yellow balloon with a crown on it, and you've got 3 seconds to get up and hit that crown. It's quite difficult. Again, like Mario 64, you'd collect 100 coins and you get like a free star. In this game, on the left side, you're seeing on the pause menu here, or at the end of the stage, there's a certain amount of stamps that you have to collect and keep until you reach the end of the stage in order to get that actual gift. And the gift on the right side is awarded for completing the stage within a set time limit. Just like Mario 1 again, the time counts upwards, it's not counting down, so really bizarre but old school awesomeness. And then at the bottom you can see this line with these 4 icons. It's actually bronze, silver, gold, and that's the actual time you need to get that gift reward on the right side there, and then platinum, which is not a gift, it's a medal, and you do want to collect all of those medals in order to get the platinum trophy in the game. The game does include an assist mode if you find the challenges too overwhelming. I did not use it whatsoever, I plowed through it. I have not tested it, but I do know you can include more platforms, give yourself more power-ups, unlimited lives, all that stuff. You get to actually choose how you want to assist yourself. And then they include this multiplayer mode with a multitude of different game modes I've yet to even experience. So here I am telling you, this is my favorite VR platformer of all time, one of my favorite VR games of all time, if not one of my favorite games, truly, and no one seems to be talking about this the way that I feel. This is just seriously crazy how you have to use your absolute skill and precision at these crazy heights with these small little moving platforms. It's incredibly terrifying. It's really hard to describe if you're afraid of the heights. And again, like Mario Brothers, there are these power-ups that absolutely change the game completely. For instance, when you pick up the fireball, instead of bouncing around or using your stilts to bop them on the head, you just fire these fireballs out of your cannon. But unlike Mario where you're throwing them with a button, I'm actually firing with my trigger, feeling the adaptive trigger, and then it feels like it's lobbing them. And then you've got a propeller that'll help you just glide across a bunch of obstacles. And with those stamps that you're collecting to get 1-ups, you can use those stamps to actually purchase power-ups when you come back into the world. Guys, I haven't felt this way for decades, since like Mario 64 released on the N64. Such amazing controls that I've never seen in any other game. No matter how much talking I do or how many clips I show you, you will not understand until you're inside the game yourself and using your hands and feeling that precision as you're bouncing around. Just be sure to turn off the right stick in the settings, that way you can use your full body to turn to get the most immersive and precise controls possible. This pushes the whole VR medium in general to the next level. That's why I feel everyone needs to experience this game. And honestly, I can't believe it's already cheap to begin with, and then to see this at over half off, you absolutely need to get this game whether you love platformers or not. Celebrating the recently released Mila Jovovich celebrity elusive target that is VR compatible, this flat screen game is perfectly ported to VR in Hitman, World of Assassination, and it's currently 60% off. Just be sure to pay that $10 American for that PSVR2 upgrade on the PlayStation Store, download it and install it, then load the game to unlock the Ultimate Edition to literally become Agent 47. Over 54,000 people have rated the flat and VR version combined, making it 4.38 out of 5 stars, with 83% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And what's really cool is that almost all of the DLC moving forward, even the highly requested freelancer mode, is now VR compatible. Again, just don't forget to pay that PSVR2 upgrade separately. But first, the main DLC that you're absolutely going to want to get is the Deluxe add-on pack, because most of this DLC is VR compatible. This is the exact same content that is included in Hitman World of Assassination Deluxe Edition, which I'm guessing will be on sale again in the next few weeks. And yes, you do save a bit more if you wait and get that bundle together instead. That said, if you already own the main game, I do recommend you get the Deluxe add-on pack at 30% off here. And with that awesome add-on pack, you're getting 2 new maps, New York and Haven Island, that are VR compatible, but the 2 Sniper Assassin maps are not in VR. However, when it comes to those unlockable deluxe items and suits, you will be able to use the Winter Sports Pack, which features the Snowball, Quick Draw, Pitten, Arctic Toolbox, and Winter Sports Suit. As well, the Smart Casual Pack includes the Smart Casual Suit, IO Elite S2VP earphones, and the IC8 Flash Phone. The Executive Pack features the IC8 Executive Briefcase, the ICA-19 Black Lily, and the Midnight Black Suit. And the Collector's Pack has a Remote Concussion Collector's Rubber Duck, and the Midnight Black Suit in that one as well. Interesting. The Special Assignment Packs number 1 and 2 are currently not available in VR. However, there are 6 deluxe escalations that are VR compatible, and are unique in that they offer more items and cosmetics as a reward for completing them. The digital soundtrack, digital World of Hitman book, and director commentary for the mission introduction are not available in VR, as far as I know. And what's really cool is that all 7 of the deadly sins are also playable in VR. This contains cosmetic items which are rewarded for completing these special escalation contracts. It claims that the levels feature unique game mechanics not found elsewhere in the trilogy. And nestled into the storyline, the 7 Deadly Sins hallucinations take place sometime after Agent 47 is poisoned in Mendoza. And the next thing I have to mention is that there are these events called elusive targets that feature celebrities and are free for everyone for a limited time window, but then can be purchased as separate DLC.
For too long, humanity has looked towards the future when it should have been searching for its own paths.
And the latest celebrity elusive target is free for everyone to play until March 24th. And this one features the femme fatale that launched Resident Evil onto the silver screen, Mila Jovovich. All elusive targets feature special items and cosmetics tailored to that mission and can be earned by completing them. And if you want even more content,
The agency has been contracted to eliminate 6 individuals guilty of committing brutal war crimes during the siege of Sarajevo.
the Sarajevo 6 campaign pack is currently 30% off. And with this pack, you'll take on 6 bonus contracts that tell a self-contained side story that revolves around former members of a paramilitary unit called Cicada. Each target is lethal, observant, and highly trained, but nothing Agent 47 can't handle. And as you're seeing here, this will give you access to the following missions in Hitman World of Assassination. Awesome. That said, I'm assuming the Trinity pack is VR compatible and it's currently 30% off. This pack includes 9 items, each themed to represent a game from the World of Assassination trilogy. You're getting a white, red, and black version of the ICA-19 Trinity along with the matching suit and briefcase.
We are excited to inform you that you did an adequate enough job the first time around.
The cult classic horror game returns in the jump scare sequel, Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2, and it's 55% off. Over 4,300 people have rated this, 4.33 out of 5 stars, with 81% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 11% did give this 1 star. That said, if you're a PlayStation Plus Extra, Premium, or Deluxe member, do not buy this game as it's already a part of your catalog. And of course, this is the sequel to the terrifying VR experience that brought new life to the iconic horror franchise. As a brand new Fazbear employee, you'll have to prove you have what it takes to excel in all aspects of pizzeria management and maintenance. Take care of things behind the scenes in the staff-only section of the pizzeria, deliver first aid to patients who aren't quite feeling themselves, and help animatronics perform routine diagnostics and maintenance. Experience all the joys of high-speed food service and get ready to feed some hungry bots. Weird. And finally, if you're short on dread, dive into the world of our sister location. These special minigames are VR versions of classic experiences. So again, I've never played Five Nights at Freddy's. I have no attachment to that whatsoever. I have no idea what they're talking about, to be honest with you. So any of you out there who do love Five Nights, can you recommend this game at this sale price? I'm assuming with that amount of people rating the game, this is a must-have. But if you've never played the original game that made millions in merchandise alone, you can get Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted Full-Time Edition, and it's currently 50% off. Over 16,000 people have rated this, 4.51 out of 5 stars, with 87% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. That said, if you're a PlayStation Plus Extra, Premium, or Deluxe member, do not buy this game as it's already a part of your catalog. And I did actually buy this on the PSVR 1, and I think all it was that I was part of a security staff in this booth looking at these monitors, playing with some controls, and then these animatronics appearing on some of the screens, and then they jump scare you from the side. You know, I just got within a few minutes of it, and I wasn't feeling it, just being honest, right in the beginning after playing so many awesome PSVR 1 games. I had no idea that game, you know, took the franchise to the next level, and then they're making millions of dollars on all this merchandise. So I do know there's a huge cult following behind this game. I personally am not one to speak to it because I didn't give it any time. But for those of you that did love it, again, they did include in this PSVR 2 version, this is the DLC called Curse of Dreadbear, exclusively for the PS5 and PSVR 2. This new edition includes all content from the original Help Wanted plus the Halloween DLC Curse of Dreadbear. And this says it gives you over 50 scary fun minigames and 1 terrifying package. And of course, you can play the game in VR or non-VR mode. I don't know why you would play this on flat screen after having the VR experience. Now, it's time to play the real Tetris made with full VR mechanics. This is Vetrix Worlds, and it's 65% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 75% off total. Only 53 people have rated it, 4.45 out of 5 stars, with 90% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. And what I mean by the real Tetris in VR, as you can see on screen here, you're actually having to use your physical hands to grab the actual blocks and rotate them, you know, realistically, and place them in that area. So cool. And you can do this playing, again, competitively against somebody beside you, or cooperatively where they're on the opposite side working on the other layer. There's 2 layers of Tetris blocks going on there. One in the foreground and one in the background. So unlike Tetris, you're getting that full 3D effect where you're using the block and rotating it forward and backward, not just left and right. Very cool, guys. Awesome. Get ready to grab your sticks and celebrate surviving with your friends in the latest update for the recently released co-op mode in Green Hell VR, and it's 50% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 55% off total. Over 920 people have rated it, 3.67 out of 5 stars, with 62% giving it 4 or 5 out of 5, but 13% did give this 1 star. Explore the wild rainforest with your friends as you build brand new wooden, bamboo, and mud structures. Set up hunts, defend against predators and hostile tribes, and for the first time ever, create your own animal pen. For those seeking even more adventures with friends, the latest update includes new maps, and the Spirits of Amazonia Part 1 is now available in co-op mode, which is a free expansion that takes place after the 10+ hour campaign. And what's really cool is that it includes a completely new location to explore with an additional 10+ hours of challenging gameplay. And challenging is definitely the word to describe this, as my wife and I have yet to survive one night in the wild. Oh, hello, there you are. that scared me. Oh, that looks good. When you grab your backpack, you can pull it out in front like this and hold it. It's so cool seeing that. Yep, you have nothing. We both have nothing. On the bottom, there's a filter here. See, for food, weapons.
Other.
Yep, and you would put your bow and arrow or your hammer on the side, and then you've got encumbrance on the bottom. See the 50?
Nice. Yeah.
Very cool, eh?
So it tells you the weight.
Yep, that's awesome. You're looking right up to your watch. It's like you can't see it. That's awesome. Yeah, you are. Your eyes are.
It's changing.
1 second, let me try. I wonder. No. Oh, it does work. That's crazy. I didn't think it'd let me. I love how the leaves are flowing.
Oh, there's a bird feather.
Oh, nice. Can you put that in your backpack, please? Awesome. So this is what the whole game is about. We're going to be literally going around chopping shit down, keeping it, building shelters, killing animals. Wow, guys. Even this leaf here moving in front of my face with that light, illuminating it with the shadows, it looks really good.
Banana?
Yeah, I ate already. Actually, here, I'll take that. We're playing in the same room, man, and this
Look,
is
I'm
working
going, come
flawlessly. Solve new VR exclusive puzzles woven seamlessly into the award-winning original story in Hidden Memories of the Gardens Between, and it's 55% off. Only 41 people have rated this so far, 4.83 out of 5 stars, with 100% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. Right on. Explore serene dreamscapes and lush garden islands to uncover a heartfelt narrative as two childhood friends stumble upon a diary while moving between houses. Through its pages, their friendship comes alive once again as you interact physically with nostalgic mementos, bending reality and rewinding the clock in moments of peaceful reflection. Very interesting. Anyone out there, if you owned it, played it, loved it, or hate it, please let us know if we should grab this at that sale price.
Can you hear me?
Step into the underground world of caves in the most realistic VR spelunking game in Crave, and it's 50% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 55% off total. Over 230 people have rated it 4.42 out of 5 stars, with 87% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. Mark your own clues on cave walls with chalk as you clear your path of obstacles with a hammer and climb walls and ceilings using ice axes. Just be sure to maintain your gear to ensure its reliability. And the game now provides a realistic, respectful digital recreation of Utah's infamous, now sealed Nutty Putty Cave. This offers an accurate view of the real cave's layout using expert info and maps to model areas like the maze and the birth canal. While the new arcade mode is a fast-paced time trial challenge in the realistic VR spelunking game where you race against the clock to navigate challenging cave routes, hitting checkpoints with precision using parkour-like climbing and scrambling. This is perfect for speedrunners aiming for high scores on leaderboards. And to add to the fear factor, they've included this optional horror mode, which focuses on jump scares and intense fear, especially for arachnophobes, featuring realistic, aggressive spiders in dark, claustrophobic caves with timers and instant fail mechanics. But just a heads up, this new horror mode is only unlocked after you've completed the story mode's first chapter. Anyone out there, if you own this, played it, loved it, or hate it, please let us know if we should grab this at that sale price. Ever wondered what it's like to be an electrician? Well, wonder no more, because Electrician Simulator VR is currently 55% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 60% off total. Over 110 people have rated this 3.9 out of 5 stars, with 71% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 19% did give this 1 star. And I gotta say, I'm really curious to see what this game actually feels like using the natively compatible and incredibly cool bHaptics tack suit and tack sleeves, because I'm assuming you'll physically feel jolted when things go awry. awesome. Repair outlets and switches, lay cables in the walls, and connect electrical appliances. But don't forget about the fuses, because an encounter with electricity can be very dangerous. Buy the necessary items to perform tasks in different ways. Install lamps, replace bulbs, but just be careful not to break anything or you'll have to pay out of your own pocket. And the game does offer 3 DLC, however, only one of them is currently on sale. Starting with Toys Repair. Dive into a whole new kind of repair work, fixing electronic toys. In this playful DLC, you'll troubleshoot and repair quirky gadgets like a remote-controlled robot, levitating drone, and even a haunted EMF detector. Yes, ghosts might be involved. Now the DLC that is on sale is called Smart Devices, and it's currently 40% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 45% off total. In the Smart Devices DLC, you'll learn how to work with wireless connections by installing smart home tech. Set up motion sensors, smart switches, RGB bulbs, and much more in fully interactive environments. In the last DLC, Skin Pack, this pack includes new visual skins for your hands, cable bundles, cable detector, and the in-game watch. Now if you want to get the base game bundled with all of that DLC, you can get the Complete Edition, however it's currently not on sale.
I heard about you.
The cartoon comedy Border Agent Simulator BorderBots VR is currently 66% off. Over 140 people have rated it 4.53 out of 5 stars, with 92% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And quite simply, this is a puzzle simulation set on a future Earth where AI is in control. As a human border agent, you begin a new role as a booth operator at an AI travel border. Interact and check over a variety of robots as they try to get through security. Some of their credentials might not be up to scratch, and it's up to you to make sure that they get the stamp of approval. And this game is actually supposed to be quite funny to play. I have not experienced this before, but again, just reading general reviews, most people leave this game quite happy. I personally have been putting this game off because it does remind me a lot about Job Simulator, but I've heard that it is not Job Simulator. So again, anyone in the comments section that wants to speak to this game, please do let us know whether or not we should get this at the sale price. You can now get the crazy cartoon brawlers GORN 1 and 2 bundled together in GORN Collection, and it's currently 35% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 8% more, making it 43% off total. GORN 2 has over 310 people rating it 4.72 out of 5 stars, with 93% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. Right on. GORN 2 is everything GORN was, but more. More weapons, more enemies, more arenas, more traps, more power-ups, and more hilariously over-the-top combat, with a bountiful collection of 35 devastating, uniquely violent weapons. Journey through a series of heavenly realms populated by the fallen heroes of the original game, where you'll battle the 5 Suns champions, which are powerful bosses primed to unleash fresh challenges upon even the most seasoned veteran. And once you've conquered all 5 arenas, you can test your might in the relentless, non-stop onslaught of Endless Mode, or try creating your own battlefields of destruction in custom mode. Oh man, that sounds truly fantastic. And from what I understand, you can still play some of the Shanksgiving update features in GORN 2, but I do think some of the rewards are still limited. I'm not too sure. This adds in a new turkey hunt game mode, alongside a new pistol and turkey cutlery weapons. I personally think this game would be awesome with the bHaptics Tac-Suit Pro and Tac sleeves, so here's hoping the developers at Devolver Digital makes this one natively compatible. And of course, this bundle does come with the original GORN from the PlayStation VR 1, but for those of you that do already own it, there is a free upgrade, so do check that out.
Why would they build a research facility way out here?
Red Matter 2 is an award-winning immersive puzzle adventure, and it's currently 47% off right now. Over 2,300 people have rated it 4.83 out of 5 stars, with 97% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. That has got to be one of the best PlayStation Store ratings out there. Quite simply, this game has blown me away technically speaking, and has set the bar for what I expect a PSVR2 game can look and play like. And I am happy to report I've just completed it, and every moment in Red Matter 2 is utterly jaw-dropping. Just as a heads up, the story does kick off right after Red Matter 1, and I highly recommend you play that one first. And even though this trailer does show some action sequences, it's really about 5% of the game, and a few have commented in the past that they felt bored playing it, so I do have to manage expectations here. Personally, I had a blast with this entire game, and have to remind everyone that this really is an environmental puzzle-based game. So I don't even want to tell you anything about the story. It did make a lot of sense to me, part 1, and now it's making a lot more sense as I'm playing just the first hour of the game. The most advanced combat system to ever grace a video game has done it again. Introducing the latest massive update, Obscura, in Hellsweeper VR Deluxe Edition, and it's 66% off. Over 800 people have rated it 4.36 out of 5 stars, with 84% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. With this deluxe edition, you are getting the mythic Hellhound skin, the VR official soundtrack, and the digital art book. What's really cool is that this is one of the 18 games that is natively compatible with the bHaptics haptic suit and tack sleeves, giving you the most immersive experience possible. So when I charge this, yes, I do feel that in my tack sleeve. How do I tell you guys? It brings out this chain, and then when I release it, it stays out like that. And then I can feel it snap back into my tack sleeve. And again, that back lateral muscle twitch, that is so kick-ass, honestly. Wow. You know, I thought it was neat before, but when you feel it like that, oh shit, seriously. So cool. So cool. Let's go, man. Oh man, that sound with the haptics and the hands and the back and the chest. So kick-ass. And this has got to be the most incredibly complicated, awesome combat system I've ever played in any video game whatsoever. Quite literally, the more time that you put into this game, the more options you choose and play with, the more that this becomes an extension of your body. Legit, it took me about 5 or 6 hours of playing around just to get the actual controls that I wanted for this game, and it was well worth it. I legit now feel like John Wick in VR. It's incredible. And just to speak to this, I've literally put in approximately 30 hours into this game, and I've hardly scratched the surface. I keep sticking to the same weapons and guns and stuff because I'm still ranking them up. I'm still progressing in the game. And then there's a whole slew of other weapons that totally transform the entire game experience, literally, that I've yet to unlock and touch. And then there's the actual co-op mode where you can play with a friend and then combine your weapons and powers at the same time. Every time this game's on sale, I keep trying to show everybody how this is the most incredible combat system in any game I've ever played before. I keep telling people this is for the VR veteran. What I mean by that is you're not going to get motion sick. It's just that there's so many options to play this game. And the actual default controls, man, I totally hated, you know, jumping into the game right away. Had I just stuck with that, I would not have been playing with it more than for half an hour to an hour. And now with the latest patch, Obscura, you can finally poison your enemies with the new toxic magic ability, bringing a whole new set of nasty tricks to your arsenal. On top of that, you can now engage in combat completely inverted, fighting enemies upside down, along with reshaping your resources and giving your ranged weapons a serious makeover. As well, you can now play endless mode cooperatively with your friends and save your progress after every 3 acts. Awesome. I've left a link in my description for the detailed patch notes if you want to check it out for yourself. Become a god and save your residents from the enemy in this VR tower defense game, Towers and Powers, and it's currently 40% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 45% off total. Over 240 people have rated it 4.39 out of 5 stars, with 87% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. I did already buy this game on a previous sale, so I really need to load it up and see what it's all about, but from the PlayStation Store description it says, in Towers and Powers you'll find yourself in an ancient land surrounded by the beautiful landscape, elegant buildings, mythical creatures, and chaos. These gorgeous places are under attack. As one of the gods, you'll have to save your residents and keep their islands from falling. In this game you're going to create your team of peasants, priests, warriors, and magicians, decide which buildings they need, use your powers to defend allies and trap foes. Awaiting you on your island, you'll find economic and military tasks to accomplish, exciting battles and travels to undertake, and loyal worshippers, cruel enemies, and monsters to encounter. And I gotta say, every time this goes on sale, the community has only said very positive things about this game. Set out on a quest with a beautiful anime-inspired fantasy world brought to life in RUINSMAGUS Complete, and it's 55% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 60% off total. Almost 140 people have rated it 4.33 out of 5 stars, with 82% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. RUINSMAGUS claims to be a genuinely magical experience with an engrossing narrative, a heartwarming musical score, and professional voice acting that add to the game's depth. You are a new guild member, and your mission is to strengthen the guild with your magic, resources, and wisdom. Cast and blink your way through a stunning fantasy world across more than 25 story-driven quests, and explore the ruins beneath the city of Grand Omnis. Overcome deadly puzzles to uncover valuable artifacts, master 16 powerful spells, and use them to defeat rivals and guardians who protect the ruins. Survivors who are clever and agile enough to overcome the ruins can return to the surface, procure new items, and upgrade their equipment to increase their chances of success. Are you ready to face the challenges ahead and emerge victorious? This game has actually been around for quite some time now, and nobody in the comment section has ever spoken to this that I can recall. Anyone out there, if you own this, loved it, played it, or hate it, please let us know whether or not we should grab this at that sale price. Hide the Corpse is a humorous physics-based puzzle game where you race against time to get away with the crime, and it's currently 30% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 35% off total. Only 36 people have rated this so far, 4.19 out of 5 stars, with 80% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. This game is pick up and play for almost all ages, as you simply have 4 minutes, 6 hiding spots, and a ticking clock before the cops arrive and catch you in the act. You're required to stand up and use your entire body to grab the floppy physics-based corpse and find the best hiding spots around unique environments. Didn't nail it the first time? No problem. Go back, switch up your tactics, and discover new, smarter ways to hide the evidence. Every failure brings you closer to perfection. Earn points by hiding evidence and erasing fingerprints, then spend them to unlock quirky skins like zombie, superhero, disco, and more. This actually sounds like it could be quite funny. Anyone out there, if you own this, played it, loved it, or hate it, please let us know if we should grab this at that sale price.
Matrix. That's cool. That's totally, yeah, easier in there. That's awesome.
And the next most awesome arcade experience I can highly recommend at full price is Crisis Brigade 2 Reloaded, and it's currently 20% off right now. Almost 700 people have rated it 4.17 out of 5 stars, with 80% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. And I can totally speak to this. I do think not everyone will enjoy this game because you do have to stand up the entire time and physically crouch around your environment. And that's what I love about this game, is it actually has you taking cover at all times, and you don't use a left stick to move anywhere or right stick to turn around. So immersively awesome, it really is. And unlike a lot of games out there, it does not give you the option to include a crouch button, which I love. I personally think that's what makes this game amazing, is you actually having to stand and take cover physically at all times. Amazing, it really is. There are multiple levels to go through with multiple scenes in each level, and then after you go through those 3 campaign levels, there's like this time attack mode with 3 other levels in there, and they're all different. I truly cannot recommend this game enough, especially whenever it goes on sale. So I can already recommend this at full price. I think it's an absolute blast, but definitely want to say you do need to get this on sale for sure. If you love the Rock Band or Guitar Hero, I highly recommend you check out Drums Rock Linkin Park Edition, because it's 40% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 50% off total. Over 1,600 people have rated it 4.26 out of 5 stars, with 78% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. And if you're unsure whether or not the game is for you, definitely check out that Drums Rock free demo right now. And that's what I did, and I was able to get an actual sense of flavor of what the game felt like, and I was totally impressed with the actual haptics on the controllers, as well as the headset haptics. I didn't actually check out the eye tracking for the score, didn't play it enough. But yes, this is sit down, pick up, and play instant action. Aside from the arcade aspect, the game actually does feature a full-fledged 4-hour campaign, and then fight 2 bosses along the way. Very cool. The game does keep getting all of this love and support, so much DLC going on. And speaking of which, in this edition you are getting the Linkin Park Music Pack, and this does include In the End, Numb, Faint, Somewhere I Belong, and One Step Closer.
Oh man.
Next, we have the game that I had an absolute blast and workout with the bHaptics Tac-Suit Pro. This is Ragnarok, and it's currently 80% off right now. Over 640 people have rated it 4.15 out of 5 stars, with 75% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. And I can totally understand why, because after only 30 minutes using the bHaptics Tac-Suit Pro Audio-to-Haptic feature, it worked beautifully with this game and had you feel the beat of your drums and music pound dynamically throughout your torso, totally immersing you in a way that overpowers the senses. So much so, you'll actually forget about your sense controller haptics entirely, as they pale in comparison to the power of the bHaptics Tac-Suit Pro. This is some seriously incredible tech that works wonders with pretty much all rhythm-based games, and this one totally shines. There is a multiplayer mode where you're going to watch up to 5 other opponents race beside you to the finish line, or you can play the solo mode and race against ghost ships to add to the competition. But if you're still unsure whether or not the game is for you, you can download the Ragnarok demo on the PlayStation Store right now.
Wow, that was so much fun.
Embark on an emotional, award-winning adventure in Before Your Eyes, and it's currently 65% off right now. Over 1,400 people have rated it 4.27 out of 5 stars, with 81% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. By combining its innovative blink interaction mechanic with a charming world and a fully voice acted story, Before Your Eyes is a deeply emotional and relatable journey, one about the impossible expectations we place on ourselves and the regrets we carry with us. I personally have never played the game before, but for everyone that has commented in the past and has played it, they've only said great things about this experience, or game I want to say.
Many years ago, humanity began moving planet Earth's burgeoning population into space. A century has already passed since that time.
Get ready to experience the first ever interactive cinematic anime in Mobile Suit Gundam, Silver Phantom, and it's 20% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 25% off total. Over 120 people have rated it 4.2 out of 5 stars, with 77% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. And this is a feature-length interactive cinematic experience which will take 1.5 to 2 hours to complete, but has multiple endings. Tailored for Gundam enthusiasts, anime fans, and VR lovers alike, this game combines a narrative story with simple cockpit controls for combat and dodging, while offering a unique opportunity to dive deep into the heart of one of Japan's most iconic anime universes. I've personally never played the game before, but if you want to see some actual gameplay footage, I highly recommend you check out Cussman's YouTube channel, as he does many first impression videos for the games that slip under the radar. I've left a link in my description if you want to check it out, and thanks again, Cussman, for sharing your experiences, as it always helps to know what to expect. Very much appreciated, man. Immerse yourself in poetic storytelling as you explore new mind-bending VR mechanics in A Fisherman's Tale 2, and it's 60% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 70% off total. Over 300 people rated it 4.11 out of 5 stars, with 77% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. And what makes this one unique is that you solve puzzles using your own body, detaching and controlling your limbs, and finding new attachments to progress throughout the game. And the other most amazing multiplayer game everyone else needs to get, this is After the Fall Complete Edition, and it's 60% off right now. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 70% off total. Over 1,400 people have rated it 3.96 out of 5 stars, with 72% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. And all that Complete Edition is, it's the PSVR1 game revamped with 3 DLC that was released for it. Right when loading the game, I was taken back knowing this is a PSVR1 game, but they did just upgrade the whole thing, and it does look like a hybrid of PSVR1 and PSVR2 graphics. Like, it's got that clarity with this dynamic lighting and all these particle effects, and it looks really good. I mean, like, really good. If you didn't know, this game actually does have a free upgrade, so if you did buy this back in the day, man, you are going to want to pop this in and play this again for sure. Unlike the PSVR 1, this does include the PSVR2 Sense haptics. You do feel that difference. Even when I'm rolling over an icon to selecting an object, I do feel that special haptic sensation. The adaptive triggers immediately noticeable, even with the guns to using a light gun on an arcade display cabinet there. The headset haptics, were immediately evident when I got hit in the head. And as I'm sitting there getting a feel for the lobby, I'm hearing the music and I'm like, wow, this reminds me of Stranger Things. And then it dawns on me that this tech all around me is from the 80s. What a wicked aesthetic to everything. And then the soundtrack. So it is like the apocalypse happened in the late 80s or early 90s, and all that tech is still remaining there as you're exploring everything. Again, what I didn't expect is they throw you into the game, and then I'm walking around and I realized, oh, wait a sec, I'm in a giant lobby of people. They're walking around with me in this like giant arcade. I totally dig how they incorporated the lobby within the game instead of me feeling like I'm jumping into a multiplayer mode. The game just has me in the lobby, but it doesn't feel like a lobby, if that makes sense. Again, what I didn't expect is, aside from the fun factor of playing the game, I got to play with 3 AI friends. I didn't want to jump in with anybody because I didn't want to screw with their game. Got a feel for everything, and the run itself, just what they call a harvest run. You're going out and you're trying to defeat as many zombies as possible, get as many points by defeating them. You see these little glowing orbs, roll over, just simply walk over it, collect it. After you've done a section of the game, you get to a safe house where you can recharge, use some of that currency you earn to buy boosters or health or whatever, but you're trying to keep as much of that as possible, so when you're done like 3 sections of that run, you return home and then you can upgrade your weapons to either new guns or new add-ons to the guns. And that whole section in that lobby is awesome, where you go in and you adjust your gun. Again, the whole theme, the whole aesthetic really did take me back. I wasn't expecting it to be so well done, but that free upgrade is is only available to anyone that purchased this game before the launch of the PSVR 2. So if you do have the disc version on PS4, you can contact Vertigo directly, show them a proof of purchase, and they will honor it and give you that free digital upgrade. But yeah, unfortunately, anyone that did buy this after the launch of the PSVR 2, they will not honor it. It's only for those that did own this before the PSVR 2 launch, just as a heads up. If you grew up with the Sega CD and you love the full motion video games, Not for Broadcast VR is supposed to be the best one ever made, and it's 75% off right now. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 80% off total. Over 150 people have rated it 3.94 out of 5 stars, with 73% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 16% did give this 1 star. But just quickly speaking to it, I was blown away as to how mature the whole theme of the game was, and really blown away as to how it does speak to kind of current events going on. But it does look like it takes the full motion video games to the next level, and in their description it says it is the award-winning darkly comedic game of televised chaos that critics have called a bizarre masterpiece and quite possibly the best FMV game ever. Not for Broadcast VR takes the gameplay, story, and gripping dark comedy of the original award-winning FMV adventure and brings you closer to the news than ever before. I'd never played the original, so I have nothing to compare this to. The whole concept is that you're supposed to keep the general public entertained with your editing skills and keep an eye on those ratings. Make politicians look greedy or brave. Make resistance leaders look noble or violent. And make news anchors look charming or unhinged. Who and what you decide to show on screen might change the course of history. Very cool.
You may be thinking, how did I end up here?
Experience the vivid beauty and lurking dangers of the Caribbean in Pirates VR, Jolly Roger, and it's currently 40% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 45% off total. Over 200 people have rated it 3.76 out of 5 stars, with 66% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 11% did give this 1 star. Journey across a stunning open-world Caribbean island filled with loot and secrets waiting to be discovered. Don't worry though, because you're not alone on this journey. Your hilarious parrot companion is always by your side, offering helpful advice, clues to solve puzzles, and cheeky commentary to lighten the mood. Get ready to climb rocky cliffs, rappel down ropes, swim through sunken grottos, and navigate light cave systems, all in beautifully rendered VR. Test your wit as you encounter a variety of intricate puzzles, unlock hidden passages to disarm ancient traps, and prepare for visceral combat as you face off against wild animals, undead skeletons, and ghostly pirates. That said, I've never played the game before, and I'm totally curious as to how long the game would take to complete, and whether or not the combat is physics-based fun, and if the puzzles are actually challenging. Anyone out there, if you own it, played it, loved it, or hate it, please let us know if we should grab this at that sale price. Blast off on a joyful, narrative VR adventure that will transport you from the warmth of West Wallaby Street to the dangers of deep space in Wallace and Gromit in the Grand Getaway, and it's 20% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 25% off total. Only 73 people have rated this so far, 3.92 out of 5 stars, with 71% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 15% did give this 1 star. And if you're a fan of the series, apparently this game captures the classic Aardman feel with detailed environments, voice acting, and humor that will make this feel like an actual episode, but taking around 90 minutes to complete the main narrative. The story simply starts with a golfing holiday to the countryside that takes a detour to Mars due to a mix-up, and now you must help Gromit repair the rocket and get them home while Wallace explores Mars. And that's all I can really say about this. Anyone out there, if you own this, played it, loved it, or hate it, please let us know if we need to be a fan of the actual show to truly appreciate what this has to offer, and if we should grab this at that sale price. Very much appreciated.
And to take advantage of this unique research opportunity.
Trapped in a dying spaceship filled with horrors, you must explore, survive, and find your way back to Earth in Cosmodread, and it's 25% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 30% off total. 250 people have rated it 3.87 out of 5 stars, with 68% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. Again, years ago, this would have been a lot better compared to other games that are currently available. It did take about 5 or 6 hours to get through the entire game, and it is a roguelike, but as you're going through, you're actually able to keep some of the weapons you were upgrading and crafting before, so each run becomes easier and easier. But really it is a simple game where you're exploring this deserted spaceship and you have these enemies come at you as you're going through it, just trying to survive with limited resources. So that is the appeal here, but I was expecting more of the searching around, actually grabbing and using items. It had a bit of that, but not much, if that makes sense. As well, there was something really bizarre. I feel like I'm the only one talking about this, so heads up. Right in the beginning of the game, when you load it, the first menu you see, if you just stop and stare straight, you're going to see the screen slowly turns to the right. This does not happen throughout the entire game, and you only notice it if you just stop and stand still for a sec. You don't notice that when you're running around constantly doing stuff. So it does feel like a bare bones crafting, surviving game. A lot of great ratings again years ago, but there are a lot of other better games out there, just saying. Hello Neighbor Search and Rescue is a groundbreaking VR horror puzzle game where you sneak into your creepy neighbor's house to save your friend. And it's 75% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 80% off total. Over 650 people have rated it 3.64 out of 5 stars, with 64% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 22% did give this 1 star. I found out that this game actually has you play multiple characters at the same time. It reminds me of Grand Theft Auto 5, where you're using these 3 characters, but they're all in real time doing their activity in that location. And each unique character has their own key items and skills. And of course, you can choose at any time to switch between these characters, solving specific puzzles and avoiding the neighbor as you attempt to reach the creepy basement. You're going to have to use your wits to find alternate solutions to a dynamic range of puzzles and challenging environmental obstacles. Sounds awesome. Many puzzles that have seemed unsolvable at first glance require you to use the perspectives of the multiple characters in conjunction to overcome them. Very cool, man, honestly. You're supposed to use your own approach to infiltrate Mr. Peterson's house by alternating perspectives, of course, combining character skills to dynamically solve these puzzles, uncover hidden mysteries, and reveal new pathways through your environment. But of course, you are going to confront your fears, experiencing nightmarish dream sequences, and learn more about the secrets of the Hello Neighbor universe. Introducing yet another take on the Lemmings formula with modern VR mechanics, this is Bridge the Gap, and it's 80% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 85% off total. Only 31 people have rated this so far, 3.58 out of 5 stars, with 58% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 16% did give this 1 star. And the whole premise of the game is that you're a friendly spirit entity tasked with helping these little monkeys find their way through the mysterious Bricklands. You must create safe passages between portals as you lead the monkeys to safety, helping them overcome all environmental obstacles along the way. And this touts to have 5 unique settings with 80 varied levels, with more coming soon. And even though the game's been out for just a little while, I've only heard great things about it so far. Do you hate spiders? Then you might want to check out Kill It With Fire VR, because it's 75% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 80% off total. Almost 700 people have rated it 3.53 out of 5 stars, with 59% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 25% did give this 1 star. The game claims to feature tons of unique weapons and equipment, with 8 different spider species, realistic fire simulation system, there are dozens of optional objectives, don't know how that works, with loads of hidden upgrades, and then you can battle in the Arachno Gauntlet. Again, I wish I knew what that was. And then it claims to have a secret ending. From everything I'm seeing here in the trailer, it just looks like a classic roguelike pick up and play arcade action style game, which, you know, I've always enjoyed typically. But I don't think this game will scare me. Anybody in the comments section, if you can please speak up whether or not we should get this game at the sale price, that would be awesome. Embark on a perilous journey across the plague-ridden realm of Meloria in the Wizards Dark Times Brotherhood, and it's currently 70% off. Over 240 people have rated it 3.47 out of 5 stars, with 57% giving it 4 or 5 out of 5, but 21% did give this 1 star. In this game, you're going to forget about button combinations as you discover and master 11 individually designed spells of various uses and effects. Command the arcane powers with nothing but hand gestures, as a true wizard does. This game features 3-player co-op where you forge a brotherhood with up to 2 fellow wizards and use your class-specific skills, fire, frost, and storm, to battle new types of enemies and variants, plus explore the levels with new challenges. This is a remastered single-player adventure where a mysterious, dark plague has fallen on the realm of Meloria, twisting the inhabitants into beings of hatred and madness. And the last time this game was on sale, Corey mentions here that the game is fun, but the gesturing for spells is a little janky. The graphics aren't very good, and the game shuts down upon the first startup. So there's definitely something off here. Again, anyone in the comment section, if you owned it, loved or hate it, please speak to this in the comments. Let us know whether or not we should grab this at that awesome sale price. The original text-based RPG from the 70s is back in VR in Colossal Cave VR, and it's 40% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 45% off total. Only 76 people have rated it 3.86 out of 5 stars, with 71% giving it 4 or 5 out of 5, but 25% did give this 1 or 2 stars. Embark on a timeless journey through a sprawling cave system packed with treasures, creatures, mazes, and wits-defying puzzles. The great grandpappy of adventure games will test you and tickle your problem-solving skills as you unearth its plot and secrets. Through cunning trial and error, you will crawl through tight squeezes, encounter impressive caverns, collect inventory, locate treasure, thwart dwarf attacks, all while keeping your eye on the score before your lamp goes out. Very interesting. This groundbreaking game is considered one of the most influential in history, establishing conventions that have become standard in the adventure genre. It has been ported to just about every computer and console, played by millions, and inspired by many other games, books, movies, and TV series. Very interesting. Again, I never played this game growing up, have no attachment to it whatsoever. But for those of you that do and want everything to be able to play this on your PS4, PS5, or PSVR2, you can get the Colossal Cave Game Bundle, and it's 40% off as well. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 45% off total. With improved visuals, interactive environments, and endless ways to cause trouble, Drunken Bar Fight 2 is currently 25% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 30% off total. Almost 300 people have rated it 3.49 out of 5 stars, with 59% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 21% did give this 1 star. From dive bars to a rooftop party, Irish pub, and even a backstreet alley, take the fight wherever your buzz leads you. Break bottles, hurl furniture, grab exotic items like pinatas or fire extinguishers, or wield bizarre weapons like rubber chickens or tasers while you get drunk and sloppy, sing on stage, play darts, or start a bar brawl with everyone in sight. The choice is yours. And with that, the world fights back as NPCs now react to your antics in smarter and often funnier ways. Expect to get tackled, punched, or even outsmarted by a vengeful bartender. Enhanced ragdoll physics and dynamic reactions make every punch, kick, and thrown chair a comedic masterpiece. And the latest Christmas update has introduced a festive chaotic overhaul featuring improved Drunken Physics 3.0 with a new blackout mode, along with expanded open world city environments, including new locations like a museum. Players can now utilize new weapons, experience enhanced NPC AI, and now encounter environmental hazards like traffic. Sounds awesome. Anyone out there, if you own this, played it, loved it, or hate it, please let us know if we should grab this since this latest update and whether or not it's worth that sale price. Escape Backrooms Horror VR is a psychological puzzle survival horror game focused in surreal liminal spaces, and it's currently 30% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 35% off total. Only 37 people have rated this so far, 2.97 out of 5 stars, with 41% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but the other 46% did give this 1 or 2 stars. So I guess you'll either love this or hate it. What really piques my interest here is the ability to play this in co-op with the wife using the digital game sharing feature, knowing she's totally terrified if I even suggest the game is scary. Essentially, the gameplay loop simply focuses on exploration in dark, procedurally generated rooms while avoiding creatures, finding clues, keys, and using items to progress by utilizing a 6-slot in-game inventory system. It supports up to 4-player co-op, featuring over 30 unique levels, environmental puzzles, and proximity voice chat, which essentially feels like you're speaking to your friends in the virtual world from the actual distance that they are, giving you that full immersion. And it's really cool when developers do this right. Everything about this sounds awesome, but I'll have to check it out for myself because that rating doesn't seem the greatest. Anyone out there, if you own this, played it, loved it, or hate it, please let us know if we should grab this at that sale price.
Come on! Don't get spooked now, newcomer.
Cave Digger 2 Dig Harder is a 1 to 4 player VR action-adventure game set in the woodland valleys, and it's 40% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 45% off total. Over 230 people have rated it 3.42 out of 5 stars, with 57% giving it 4 or 5 out of 5, but 16% did give this 1 star. Start with a pickaxe in one hand and nothing in the other. Excavate the bedrock, reap the rewards of Mother Earth, and trade the mined valuables for new gadgets, travels, funky wild fashion, and more. Cave Digger 2 is a 1 to 4 player VR action-adventure game set in wildland valleys, where you discover old mines, nautical caves, and ruins of ancient civilizations inspired by Western, diesel punk, and Lovecraftian themes. As you go, it's best to keep a 6-shooter nearby, just in case. Your goal is simply to mine and carry loot back to the surface the best you can for your mission assigners. The story has multiple endings, each revealing a different side of it. Find the scattered comic pages to a tale of greed, eldritch power, and secrets beyond space and time. Who the Wanderer is and why he did what he did in the valleys became clear in the end. But is it really the end? Cave Digger VR is currently 40% off, but if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 45% off total. 580 people have rated it 3.44 out of 5 stars, with 56% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 19% did give this 1 star. And all I remember about the first one is that you're constantly going down this shaft and then you're hitting the walls, collecting as much gems or rocks as you can. There is an underground area with the track. There is a track on the outside that goes around a bit, but there wasn't much going on that I remember. But what surprised me after reading the description here is that this game did have 7 endings to begin with, and I was like, what? I don't remember that. But I did play through it once and it was okay back in the day, so I can't recommend this for PSVR 2. I am very curious about Cave Digger 2 though. Play with a friend in co-op as they use the TV to help you find the lost Seeker eggs in Seeker My Shadow, and it's 40% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 45% off total. Only 44 people have rated it 3.16 out of 5 stars, with most people giving it 3 stars. The premise of the game is that you step in the shoes of a mountain-sized giant, Spirit, and your goal is to lead and assist a tiny yet courageous seeker named Kippo through a collection of casual puzzle levels set in a serene and imaginative surroundings. This is a single player and local co-op game, where you get to explore the diverse set of compelling levels and discover the story by overcoming casual yet demanding puzzles as a single player or as an asymmetric cooperative with your mate. Locate and retrieve the lost Seeker eggs and collect the concealed cards from each level while engaging in the exciting, puzzling, and family-friendly scenery that sends you on an immersive adventure. Again, anyone who's played this game, especially in the couch co-op mode, please let us know whether or not we should grab this at that awesome sale price. Operation Serpens is a fast-paced action-adventure game made for VR, and it's 40% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 45% off total. Over 150 people rated it 3.14 out of 5 stars, with a completely mixed bag of reviews here. Join the unit of elite soldiers and choose your preferred gun to take down the ranks of the evil Snakes organization to the very top. Just remember to dodge the vast amounts of incoming bullets in order not to fail your mission. Play the single player campaign, zombie survival mode, and co-op maps with up to 4 players, each mission bringing something new into play. Very cool that you can play up to 4 players in the actual campaign to begin with. That is awesome. Again, anyone in the comment section that owns it, has played it, please let us know your thoughts on whether or not we should grab this at the sale price. Participate in the hit TV series and the VR tailored adventure in Survivorman VR The Descent, and it's 40% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 45% off total. Over 170 people have rated it 2.85 out of 5 stars, with another mixed bag of reviews here. Again, you are participating in an actual episode of the hit TV series, and you're supposed to survive an Arctic nightmare as the sole survivor of a helicopter crash on a freezing mountain. Lost, cold, and with darkness closing in, can you build a fire and shelter to brave the elements? Test your survival skills in Survivorman VR The Descent, an authentic and dynamic adventure in the breathtaking Canadian Arctic. Under the expert guidance of legendary survivalist Les Shroud, rely on your skills and resourcefulness to save your own life. In over 6 intense levels, confront challenges that test your survival skills and inch you closer to rescue. From crafting snowshoes to glissading down slopes, navigating glacial crevices, building hunting traps, rappelling cliffs, and keeping the fire burning, every move counts. Wah! Monitor body temperature, fatigue, and hunger using a convenient wrist-mounted HUD-like display to survive harsh conditions. Take on the role of a deadly assassin as you travel across feudal Japan to defeat a bandit group spreading chaos across the land in Arashi, Castles of Sin Final Cut, and it's currently 50% off. Over 270 people rated it 2.58 out of 5 stars, with 42% giving this 1 star, but 21% did give this 5 out of 5. That said, this game is praised for its freedom in level navigation, but criticized for its control issues and technical quirks throughout. Arashi is all about the stealth, with multiple paths, having you climb rooftops while using swords, bows, shurikens, smoke bombs, explosives, a blowgun, and of course your best friend Haru, the wolf, to distract and hold down enemies while going in for the finisher. Even though this looks and sounds awesome, I do have to warn you that everyone everywhere that I've seen cover this game in the past has only said negative things, speaking to the clunky sword combat and enemy AI, along with the actual movement and controls feeling off, and add even the many bugs abound. That said, I've never played this before and can't speak to this from personal experience. Anyone out there, if you own this, played it, loved it, or hate it, please let us know whether or not we should grab this at that awesome sale price. Brain Beats is another music. Ever wonder if pigeons are real? Become the infamous bird in VR Pigeons, and it's 40% off right now. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 45% off total. Over 130 people rated it 2.58 out of 5 stars, with 41% giving this 1 star, but 25% did give this 5 out of 5. In this game, you're gonna channel your inner pigeon. Bob your head like a pigeon to use the unique movement controls to slip into your pigeon self. Go out into the world and find a rooftop. Wait for the granny to throw some bread. Eat as much bread as possible. Bread is life. And through this, you will unlock and discover 4 different levels, and the premise is to literally protect your bread from other pigeons while you're collecting bread and using power-ups and map shortcuts to be the fastest out of all of them. Anyone that's actually played this game, please let us know whether or not we should grab this on sale. Bocce VR Simulator is quite literally what it says, and it's currently 33% off. Only 40 people have rated this 1.95 out of 5 stars, with 78% giving this 1 or 2 stars, but 10% did give this 5 out of 5. The game claims to bring the classic game of bocce to life in a stunning virtual reality experience. Known and loved by many for its simplicity and fun, bocce is perfect for players of all ages. You just start off, one person throws this Polino ball, it's a tiny white ball, and then wherever that is, you're trying to throw your balls as close as possible to that Polino. And then at the end of the round, the closer balls get the most points, essentially. And when you're playing against with somebody, you can actually knock their ball away from the Polino. So even though your opponent could have thrown an awesome shot to begin with, you can totally knock them out of the area where they don't score anything, and then you take their spot. Very cool. It does include an obstacle mode for added challenge. I'd love to see what that looks like. It does claim to have advanced AI for realistic competition, customizable game point targets, and stunning graphics with immersive gameplay. Whether or not this game actually does what bocce does, I have no idea. Again, anyone in the comment section, if you own the game, please let us know. Does this actually play like bocce in real life? Dive into the world of supermarket management with Supermarket CEO Simulator VR, and it's 45% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 50% off total. Almost 200 people have rated it 1.66 out of 5 stars, with 74% giving this 1 star, and the rest completely mixed there. Now, I do know that this was a flat screen game, and it looks like that flat screen game with point and click interaction, but adding that ability to move around in VR. From the few channels that have covered this, it seems the game definitely has its fair share of bugs and issues, which really sucks to hear. The premise of the game has you literally become the CEO of your very own supermarket, growing it from a small shop into a massive retail chain. Manage inventory, choose suppliers, set prices, and create marketing campaigns to attract more customers. Design the floor layout while choosing the style and arrangement of products to make your store not only functional, but also appealing to shoppers. Complete various tasks and earn rewards for accomplishments. Become a sales leader and win the hearts of your customers while setting new records for your supermarket. Are you ready to take on the challenge? I'm not too sure that I actually am. Anybody in the comments, if you own this, played it, loved it, or hate it, please let us know your thoughts in the comments. That would be great. And the game that everyone unfortunately seems to fall for and gets confused with, the real flight simulator that has yet to arrive on the PSVR 2. This is Flight Simulator Delivery 2025 VR, and it's currently 45% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 50% off total. And guys, over 1,000 people have rated this game, giving it 1.33 out of 5 stars, with 87% of the audience giving this 1 star. And I do have to give a shout out to Jammyhero for doing this video you're seeing here in the thumbnail, going over what's truly unacceptable on the PlayStation Store right now, with a couple games that are falsely advertising game mechanics within their trailers that aren't actually in their game. Super shitty. And props to Jammy for leading me to check out MrDeathwishVR's channel by showing his actual gameplay footage for Flight Sim 2025. I totally enjoyed MrDeathwishVR's impressions, showing exactly what's wrong with the game in just a couple minutes and giving me everything I needed to know. Awesome. That said, everyone, I highly recommend you check out MrDeathwishVR's video on this so you can see for yourself why you should totally avoid the game. I'll leave links in the description for both his video and Jammyhero's. Thanks so much to the two of them for spreading the word so we don't accidentally waste our time and money. Very much appreciated. And the next part of the video features 11 DLC packs for puzzling places. Don't forget you can actually get a free trial of the game if you log into the PlayStation app or the PlayStation Store website. And I'm just going to quickly name each pack on sale and show you as many puzzles as possible within each one. Monthly pack number 25 is currently 40% off and features 6 puzzles. Monthly pack number 26 is currently 40% off and features 6 puzzles, but specifically you're seeing a list here with the amount of pieces that they offer. Monthly pack number 27 is currently 40% off and it features 6 puzzles. Monthly pack number 28 is currently 40% off, and it features 6 puzzles. Monthly pack number 29 is currently 40% off, featuring 6 puzzles. Monthly pack number 30 is currently 40% off, and it features 6 puzzles. Monthly pack number 31 is 40% off, featuring 6 puzzles. Monthly pack number 32 is currently 40% off, and it features 6 puzzles. Monthly pack number 33 is currently 40% off, featuring 6 puzzles. And the last one, monthly pack number 34, is currently 40% off, featuring 6 puzzles as well. And that is all of the games and DLC for Sony's Dealmania sale ending Wednesday, March 11th. That said, if you want to see more content like this, don't forget to hit that like, hype, and or subscribe button to help spread the word and get even more people playing the future of console gaming, which of course is PlayStation.